Hello and welcome back to Beyond the Respect and another edition of Raw Out of 10. And just 5 days before Money in the Bank rolled into the BOK Centre in Tulsa, Oklahoma for Raw on Netflix, headlined by final two qualifying matches for the PLE namesake matches. And yeah, there was much more on the show, but we did start off with CM Punk, who hit the ring to kick off the show and wasted a little time discussing his Money in the Bank plans, winning the qualifier, claiming the briefcase, then challenging Jey Uso or John Cena. Sami Zayn interrupted and warned Punk not to worry about Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman. He needs to focus on winning Money in the Bank, as a victory for the Federation would be devastating for Raw. The segment ended with Zayn planting seeds for an eventual showdown between the champ and challenger, drawing a favourable response from the fans. A solid promo starts the show, hinting at what may happen later on in the show. Whether it affects the outcome remains to be seen. We've then moved on to Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan and Ivy Nile in a qualifier, but backstage Liv Morgan warned Roxanne to stay out of her business on Monday night and told the Women's World Champion Sky it's only a matter of time before she wins the championship. In the arena that she battled Ivy Nile, American maiden and former NXT Women's Champ Vaquer for the final spot. An action-packed three-way contest saw Nile showing out, initiating several free women's spots, and Morgan proved resourceful and resilient. It was Vaquer though who outlasted her opponents. Late Nile sent Morgan into the steel steps and returned to the ring immediately. Found herself on the receiving end of the SVP. Their finish produced the right winner, but also took Morgan out of the equation and ensured the tag champs did not eat a loss in consecutive weeks. By the way of her win, Vaquer almost immediately becomes the favourite to win the match, but one has to wonder whether the creative team is willing to put her over someone like Ripley or Naomi in what amounts to her second match on the main roster. So yeah, that'd be intriguing. 6 out of 10. We then got the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day in a battle for contention in the tag division wrote its latest chapter in this match. The early involvement of the world champs, the New Day at ringside with Michael Cole and Matt McAfee on commentary led to their ejection and ensured the match would be fought fairly, or would it? Later, Roxanne Perez distracted Ivor, allowing McDonough to hang him up behind the rest back. Balor added the coup de grace from there and the heels got a much needed victory. This was about further strengthening Perez's connection with the Judgment Day amid resistance from Morgan and Raquel more than anything. Sure, it highlights the tag division, but not in any measurable way. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's basically only useful for that, and not a lot else to be honest. So yeah, there we go. Lyra Valkyria was then out again and called out Becky Lynch for an in-ring promo that ended the pillow port brawl once again. We've already seen this many times before. Nothing new was said. There's no real substance to the segment other than reminding fans they're fighting at the PLE. This segment was a replica of others. It was probably unnecessary. At least the contest should be a good one if their seeing match from Backlash is anything to go by. World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso and Sami Zayn and Zords weren't an advantage in their war with the top heel factions on Raw when they battled Seth Rollins, Monster Side backup Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The heels dominated the action until the hot tag from Zayn to Uso sparked a comeback. The action broke down and all four men found themselves down on the outside of the squared circle, allowing Rollins to come from nowhere and deliver a stomp to Uso, drawing a DQ. Rollins and co threatened a 3-on-2 beatdown and Punk made a save with a steel chair. We know where he's going to be later tonight. We've got him where we want him. Rollins was overheard telling Breaker, suggesting to make their presence later. This was fine, but much like the other tag offering, there wasn't much advancement here. It was just kind of the classic heel face stuff. It's been a pattern of sorts since WrestleMania 41, but yeah, I'm intrigued by the cliffhanger for the main event at this point. So yeah, 6 out of 10. We then got Kairi Sane battling Raquel Rodriguez 1 week after scoring what can be best described as an upset over Liv Morgan. Kairi Sane battled her tag partner Raquel Rodriguez in one-on-one action. A perfect acceptable David v Goliath match saw Sane repeatedly counter Morgan's power advantage, leaving Morgan's interference late in the bout. That brought out Io Sky, who fended off Morgan, allowing Sane to earn another quality victory, this time with the insane elbow. And with that, it looks like another match could be on the horizon with Damage Control poised to challenge Morgan and Rodriguez for the gold, maybe at the weekend. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Still not a massive amount to build up to, but yeah, at least they're doing something with it. It was then time for the men's Money in the Bank qualifier, CM Punk, AJ Styles at El Grande Americano, but before that, backstage, Gunther delivered some final words for Jey Uso ahead of their match next Monday. It was good promo and saved the fans for another needless promo segment. In the main event, Punk, Styles and El Grande Americano battled it out in the qualifier, an action-packed match that was nearly every bit as good as one would expect to run a TV main event featuring talent involved. Its finish muddied when Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed interfered and cost Punk a pinfall Americano. Jey Uso and Sami made the save. All the action broke down at ringside blindsiding, including a springboard crossbody block from the Phenomenal One to the mass bodies on the floor. Americano loaded his mask, blasted sides of a headbutt and scored the upset win. And yeah, after the match, the Heels laid out the babyface, including multiple tsunamis from Rito Uso before standing tall to close the show. Americano getting a big push is somewhat surprising, but he adds a bit to the mystery of the lineup of the men's match, which could see any of the 6 finalists leave. The finish intensifies with Punk and Rollins and co, with the attack on Uso added more to a guy with a loaded dance card over the next week. So yeah, I'm intrigued by it. I think personally it's probably the result I expected. But yeah, I'm still intrigued with the whole stuff with Rollins, and I definitely feel like he could be an interesting winner. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 for me. I thought, yeah, it was a pretty solid episode of Raw this week. A really interesting main event, show long angle, and yeah, I think we're definitely building up nicely towards the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And of course, then even next week we've got that very intriguing match between Gunther and Jay on the show. So yeah, I think there's lots of interesting stuff happening on Raw at the moment. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.